Hello, Daniel Urban, Rule Governed Behavior Assignment, Part 1. Alex's statement is considered rule governed behavior because it is upheld by his own standards and does not rely on direct contact with any form of contingency. There is no established source of reinforcement provided for receiving an A in the class, and there is also no established consequence from an outside source for receiving any other grade besides an A, other than his own label of being a failure. For example, if Alex receives a B, he is still passing the class and doing very well. There's no consequence for receiving this grade provided by an outside authority. He won't fail the class. He won't have to retake the class. In fact, he's in very good academic standing. Alex's interpretation of his grade is a verbal behavior which determines whether this rule is met or not. Additionally, this statement sets a standard for which Alex must meet to follow the rule, the standard being receiving an A in the class. Part 2, this rule can lead to transformation of functions in which previously neutral stimuli related to this particular class acquire an anxiety-inducing function in a variety of ways. The coursework itself can trigger anxiety for Alex because his grade on each assignment or quiz will determine his final grade and therefore determine whether or not he is a failure as he describes it. The transformation of functions may extend even further. Seeing his classmates on campus may trigger anxiety due to their association with this rule. Walking by the building may induce anxiety. If this transfer of functions extends even further, even hearing others converse about their own unrelated coursework could trigger anxiety for Alex. While these variables may in reality be completely unrelated to Alex's performance in class, their similarity, no matter how minutely related, acquire the same function as his performance in the class. Part 3, some examples of events in which Alex's private verbal behavior might mediate a transformation of function that sets the context for maladaptive or avoidant behavior. According to this rule, Alex's behavior is maintained by escape from failure. His actions are a response which he hopes will result in receiving an A in the class or receiving any other grade besides an A. This could also include receiving no grade at all. An avoidant and maladaptive behavior would include withdrawing from the class altogether. At the beginning of the semester, Alex reviews the syllabus, which acts as the stimulus, and instead of taking the chance of failing by his standards, he decides not to participate. If he doesn't receive a grade, he can't receive less than an A and therefore avoids failure. Another maladaptive behavior, cheating. If Alex remains enrolled in the class, he may prioritize maintaining his own rule regarding failure above all else and do whatever it takes to get the highest grade possible. As I mentioned earlier, transformation of function may extend to the presentation of a quiz, which provides an opportunity for Alex to fail to meet the required amount of points to pass and affect his overall grade. Rather than take this chance, Alex cheats to ensure he gets the highest amount of points possible and remain in compliance with his rule. Thank you.